All right, good evening. My name is Jenny Harkleroad. I'm the owner of Balanced You, and I'm so happy to be with you here tonight for this masterclass, More in 2024. Now, it's May, and a lot of times at the beginning of the year, we set a lot of goals, and then sometimes we kill it, and then sometimes we don't. And we're going to be talking tonight how to really achieve the goals that you want to achieve in new and innovative ways. One of my favorite quotes is Albert Einstein. He says, "You can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it." And so if we're feeling stuck in some area of our life, whether it's health and wellness or relationships or professional success, we need to do something different, and even more important, be something different in order to get to the next place. And for me, it's not just about information, because if it was just about that, we could just Google, how do I become a millionaire? How do I find the love of my life? How do I fill up my retirement account? How do I sleep soundly all night? How do I lose weight? There's always an answer. But when we try it, it doesn't always work. And why is that? Well, one of my favorite books, Atomic Habits, James Clear says, in order to change your way of being, in order to form a new habit and hold to the new habit, you have to change who you are. And when I read that, I was excited because I know how to help people change who they are. But I also thought about, if I was reading that and I didn't know this process, I would think like, well, how do I change who I am? Because in the past, what I did to change myself was, I would say positive affirmations. To date myself, I would listen to tapes, I would read books, I would go to seminars, and I would try to have a positive mental attitude. I would try to fake it till I make it. But a lot of times I was just faking it and I wasn't making it. And so I'm excited tonight to share with you what I discovered that will really be a catalyst to turn this year into what you want to create with this year. So if you don't know me, a little introduction. My name is Jenny Harkleroad. I'm the owner of Balanced You. I have four amazing kids, which are my greatest claim to fame. They're 27 to about to turn 18 years old, three daughters and then a son. So I had a fun Mother's Day yesterday. Although my girls live out of state, I saw some North Carolinas and that's where my daughter's at. So I'm jealous. You guys are closer over there. In my former life, I was a top producing realtor here in beautiful sunny San Diego. I had a team of buyer's agents and secretaries, and we were producing double digits in the millions, which meant I had the houses and the cars and the travel and all those fun things. But I don't know about you, but what I discovered is, even though I was very successful, I wasn't really happy. And I didn't understand, what's my problem? Why can't I just be happy? And what I discovered was I was on the wrong path. I was not doing what I was supposed to do with my life. I wasn't really living my soul's purpose or calling. I was just doing something that made a lot of money. And they say money doesn't buy happiness. And sometimes if you don't have enough, you feel like, well, I'd like to try it out for myself and see if that statement's true. But I can tell you from my own experience, it was true. Money didn't buy happiness. And I didn't know how to get happy. I didn't know how to be happy, and besides just trying. And as I'll teach you tonight, one of my mentors, Dr. Warren Jacobs, says, trying is lying. And I thought, well, that's kind of harsh. What does that mean? And what it means is, if you're trying, it means you don't have a subconscious program to support who you're trying to be or what you're trying to do. You have to try to overpower it with your conscious mind. And that works if you can focus on it. Like, how many of you have tried to lose weight and it works while you're focused really hard, while you're counting calories or going to the gym every day or refusing to go back for seconds? But then as soon as you ease off a little bit, it just, the momentum and the progress goes away. And so today I'm going to teach you about this power of the subconscious mind and how you can tap into it and really transform your 2024. So today people hire me to help them change their thinking, which helps them change their feeling, which changes the printout of your life. Now, psychologists say we have 50,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day, 80% negative, 90% a repeat of yesterday. So there's a lot of stinking thinking going on right between our ears. And so what I've discovered is how to transform that stinking thinking. Because if you just try, think of how much work that would be, how exhausting that would be to battle, let's say 50,000 negative thoughts a day. It would take your whole day and longer. So I've discovered the shortcut and I'm going to teach it to you tonight. So we're going to be going over the 17-second rule. We're going to be talking about muscle testing. We're going to be talking about the different minds. We're going to be talking about how to repattern the brain. I'm going to be giving you an offer to continue to do more work and learn more with me if you want to after what you've learned tonight. And I'll leave a few minutes for Q&A. So we have a lot to cover. So are you ready to jump into all of that? Okay, perfect. So what I'd love to share is that I didn't learn this in college. I told you I was in real estate. So how did I get from real estate to the subconscious mind? Well, it was August 10th of 2013. I was standing on a mountain ledge with my husband, and he said, if I was young and in shape, I would jump off of here. I looked down, I thought, I'm young and in shape, and I decided to jump. And I jumped, and when I landed on the rock below, I heard a crunch in my back, and I couldn't move. And he tried to get me up, and our friends tried to get me up, and I knew something was seriously wrong. And after they couldn't get me up, he ended up calling 911, and 911 sent in a ground crew that hiked to find me. And when they got to me, this is a true story, there were literally vultures circling me because of the screaming sounds I was making. Like they thought I was dying, and so did I. Well, when the ground crew got to me, they said they couldn't move me and they sent Life Flight. So Life Flight came and they zip lined me up to a hovering helicopter. And I don't remember a whole lot more than that because they pumped me with morphine, which is pretty good stuff. And I was a little bit out of it after that. But when I came to, they gave me the very bad news that I had broken my back. It was kind of shocking. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Well, thankfully, I wasn't paralyzed. I was just broken. And they said, it's a broken bone. It'll heal like any broken bone. You're just not going to be going anywhere for a while. And so I went home and I had 6 weeks to lay in bed and think about my life. And what I thought about was, I want to get out of bed because I'm a go-getter. It was making me crazy laying there. I had this big real estate company and 4 young kids at the time. And I was running my church women's organization and I was involved in fundraising in my community. And I liked being busy. I didn't like laying there. But I also thought, you know what? There's a lot of things I need to fix about my life. For example, I struggled with chronic pain for most of my life. I got put on prescription pain pills when I was 12 years old. When I was in my 20s, I went into liver failure from all the pain pills I had been taking. I was always hurting. I was always sick. I was always not feeling well. And I didn't know how to fix it because nobody could really find too many problems with me. If they would find something, they would fix that problem, then another problem would pop up immediately. So there was always something. I was always in pain. And I was thinking about that laying there, like, oh my gosh, I just had surgery for something else, endometriosis, and now I'm laying here again because I broke my back. Like it's always something with me. And a lot of times I could keep taking pain pills and fake that I was fine, but when you have a broken back, you can't really fake it. I couldn't walk. So I was laying there. I also thought, my marriage, it's not so great. I mean, I met my husband when I was 14. I got engaged to him when I was 17. I married him when I was 18. And it was a lot of fun for about 2 years. And then it wasn't so fun anymore. And so I wanted to fix it. And we had tried everything to fix it. Therapy, prayers, date nights. I mean, you name it. We tried to make it better. And it wasn't good. And I wanted to make it better. And so I was laying there thinking about that. I was also laying there thinking about my physical body. I always was trying to get into shape. And I'd been working out so hard every day. I'd been counting calories every almond I ate. I was counting. And now I'm stuck in bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, all that effort out the window, right? I was thinking about that. I was thinking about I'm just not really happy in my career. I mean, when I'd sit in real estate meetings at my office, I would be like thinking, gosh, what if I could do something I loved and something I was passionate about? And then I would literally tell myself, like, shut up and look at your bank account. Like, quit complaining. You're doing fine. I was really like a slave driver on myself. Just get back to work. And so I had all these things going on in my life, and I didn't know how to fix any of them. And I really wanted to. But I decided, you know what, let's focus on the back first. And so after about 6 weeks, I started walking in the pool very carefully with all the little old ladies at the gym. It was really fun. And then as time went on, I started getting a little bit more mobility. But as I got my mobility back, my pain got worse and worse and worse and worse. And so I actually started taking pain pills for my broken back about a year after I broke it. So I hadn't been before that, besides, what they gave me in the hospital. And then I couldn't sit, I couldn't drive. My back felt like it was on fire. And I just did my best to try to pretend I was fine. I would literally pay someone to drive me laying in the back of my car on ice packs to go to real estate meetings. I'd walk into someone's house to list their house for sale. I'd pretend I was fine. They'd say, "You want to sit down?" I say, "No, I like to stand," because I literally couldn't sit. It hurt so bad I'd cry. And I'm like, what is going on with my life? What can I do? So I just kept seeing doctors and physical therapists and chiropractors and massage and all the things. 2 years went by. Can't sit, can't drive, same pain. I decided there's got to be something structurally wrong with me, right? I mean, this is ridiculous. So I literally convinced surgeons to put rods and screws and a synthetic disc in my back, thinking that if they fix what I broke, I'll be good. So they did that, sent me home on a walker. 7 months later, can't sit, can't drive, can't function, burning pain. And they say, sorry, like there's nothing more we can do for you. We'll keep giving you pain pills. We can try the pain injections again, although they didn't really seem to help you. Sorry, lady. And I was like, you don't understand who I am. I'm this go-getter stuck in this broken body. I need a solution. And they're like, there isn't one. You've tried everything. We've tried everything. Luckily, I didn't accept that answer. And I said, I will find a way. I will find a way. And I met a medical doctor right here in my city where I live. He was like a mile from me. His name's Dr. Warren Jacobs. I will love this guy forever. And he told me, Jenny, you can heal yourself with your mind. Wait, what? My mind, but this is my back. I mean, here's my medical records. Here's the MRIs. Like, how does my mind have anything to do with my back? And he said, well, your body, our bodies are meant to heal. Usually it takes about 6 weeks if you break a bone and then it's better. But if something goes on longer than that, if something is chronic, then there's something more to it. There's a problem that we need to discover, and we can probably fix it with your mind. And I was like, okay, let's try that. Right? I'm desperate. I don't really care what it is. Let's do that. Now, from show of hands, is anybody in here familiar with a muscle test, like what a chiropractor uses? All right, Annette, Anithia, Robert, Lee, Tina, awesome, Nancy. Perfect. I know Tiffany is. Yeah. So this medical doctor does some muscle testing. He says, put out your arm and say, my pain is structural. And I'm thinking, well, of course it is. I say, my pain is structural. He pushes down on my arm and it goes down. That means it's not true. For those of you who don't know what the heck muscle testing is, it's like your body's way of communicating. And if something's true, your arm stays up, and if it's not, your arm goes down. And so I'm like, well, how can it not be structural? That's odd. And so I'm like, okay, we'll check something else then. And he goes, well, maybe it's nutritional. Like maybe you're not eating the right things. Now, I had kind of become obsessed with plant-based eating while I was laying in bed, and happened to write a book about plant-based eating while I was lying in bed, my go-getter self. So I was really hoping it wasn't a nutritional problem, or else I'd have to pull that book off the shelves. So he said nutritional. My arm went down. I was like, okay, phew, it's not that. He says, maybe it's your energy, your circuits, your chi, like something is out of whack. So we test that. No, not that. Then he says, maybe it's emotional. Emotional. I'm like, that's crazy. He presses on my arm and it doesn't budge. And I'm like, press harder. It doesn't budge. Press harder. Nothing. I'm like, stand on my arm, right? Like, I go, emotional. He goes, oh, all this pain's emotional. Interesting. And I'm like, it is not emotional pain. This is my back. This is structural. And he goes, well, it didn't test like it was. So let me just ask you a couple questions. He says, tell me about your childhood. And I said, I don't talk about my childhood. And he said, well, tell me about your marriage. And I go, I don't talk about my marriage. And he goes, well, I thought you didn't have emotional problems. And I said, I don't. I recited to him my affirmations. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm terrific. I just can't sit, can't drive, and my back feels like it's on fire. And he says, well, if you're not willing to look into what's causing this pain, then I can't really help you. And I said, okay, fine. Do you have any Kleenex? And I proceeded to cry a case of Costco Kleenex, sharing everything that I'd been suppressing for 40 years, right? And when the session was over, I felt worse. Not only was my back on fire, my head was like, when you've been crying your eyes out, doesn't feel that great. So he says, do you want to come back? And I was like, not particularly, but I guess, if you really think you can help me. So I went back and we did the same thing. No improvement. I went back again, same thing, no improvement. Fourth time, fifth time, sixth time. I'm thinking, this is crazy. But what I kept holding out hope for was that muscle test. I felt it. I felt that my body said, this is emotional. And so I was willing to try it because I could feel what my body was saying. The day after my sixth session, I'm standing at my desk working because I can't sit. And all of a sudden the pain turns off like a light switch. The pain's gone, disappears. I yell to my family. They think I'm hurt or something. They come running and I'm like, I'm not in pain. Like the flame just turned off, the fire is gone. And they're like, don't move. You might hit the switch, right? The pain never came back. It was gone. All that tension that I was carrying from all those things was causing the pain. I thought it was structural. It wasn't structural. It was tension in my mind, which was causing tension in my body. And as I've learned now from studying this type of work, the tension typically goes to a spot where you were injured, right? Our body's so tricky like that. Why? Because it would rather think, oh, my back hurts, than I really need to talk to someone about my childhood and my marriage, right? Those aren't super fun things to dive into when they're not going well. And so I became obsessed. Like, how did we just do that? How did this happen? And I went back to him and I said, can you help me stop taking pain pills? Because the pain is gone. And I was like, awesome. Now I don't have to take pain pills. And then my body said, go take your pain pill. And I was like, but I don't need a pain pill. I'm not in pain. And then I was like, no, go take your pain pill. And I was like, oh, am I addicted to pain pills? Like, I didn't even know this. And so I went and took my pain pill. And then like 4 hours later, my body's like, go take your pain pill. I was like, oh, this is bad. So I went to him and I said, hey, a miracle, thank you. And can you help me stop taking pain pills? He says, of course, give me your arm. Why are you taking pain pills? I say, I'm addicted. He presses on my arm. It says no. What? No, I am addicted. I know I am. And he goes, well, why else do you think you're taking them? I said, oh, maybe I'm afraid to be in pain. Presses on my arm. My body says no. Why else? Why do you think you're taking them? Maybe I'm afraid of withdrawals. He presses on my arm. My body says no. Why are you taking the pills, Jenny? I'm like, I don't know, Dr. Warren. Why am I taking the pills? And he says, because, listen to this, muscle testing is the training wheels of intuition. He knew the answer because he was intuitive from all the muscle testing he had been doing. And so he said, well, I have an idea. I have a clue. I have a guess. Do you want to check it? And I'm like, sure. What's your guess? Because I have no clue what the guess should be. And he says, well, maybe it has to do with a person. And I looked at him like he was crazy. Like, I'm taking pain pills because of a person? I don't think so. What does he say? Give me your arm. All right. I'm taking pain pills because of a person. He tries to press on my arm. It won't budge. And I'm like, here we go again. I'm taking pain pills because of a person. Okay, what person is that? I have no idea. He's like, yeah, you could probably guess. You might live with him. I'm taking pain pills because of my husband. Stays up. And I'm looking at him so confused. Like, my husband doesn't want me to take pain pills. And he goes, well, you know, pain pills numb your mind. They numb your marriage pain. Maybe you're taking the pain pills to numb your marriage pain. I'm like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. He says, well, let's test it. Fine. I'm taking pain pills to numb my marriage pain. He can't press my arm down. I'm like, this is crazy. Guess what? I never took another pain pill after that moment. Now, I wish I knew what I know now to help myself get through that next crazy week, because I almost lost my mind not taking pain pills because I was addicted and withdrawing, right? But just the knowing that I was taking them to numb my marriage made me crazy to just think about that. Like, no matter what, no matter how hard this is, I cannot give into this because this is just dumb. I mean, really, Jenny, really? Okay, let's just fix the marriage, even though I didn't know how. We'd been trying. So what happened was I kept going back to Dr. Warren and I kept bringing him every problem I had. I would tell him, hey, I have the worst bad temper ever. Can you help me fix that? And we did. I told him, I want to lose weight and keep it off. Can we fix that? We worked on it and I did. I was allergic to gluten. And I said, can we fix this? I want pizza. And so we did. And I just kept going back with any problem I could think of, and we were able to transform it. Now, it wasn't always like on the first try. I went to him over 100 times. Okay, so I'm not saying it was quick and easy, over 100 sessions. But what happened was I'm a new woman. And before, when I was just looking in the mirror and saying affirmations, nothing was changing about my life. And here's the reason why. We have three minds: conscious, subconscious, superconscious. Conscious mind, your decision-making mind. Subconscious mind, your programmed mind, programmed from when you were young, also programmed from the traumas and dramas in your life. Your subconscious controls how you think and feel and act and react about 95% of your day. And so my subconscious had a lot of programs and patterns that were not supporting me. How did I fix my marriage? My husband wasn't even there. I healed myself from my wounds, from my subconscious wounds, from my low self-esteem. And so when he would do or say or not do something that I wanted, it didn't hurt my feelings anymore. And so I could just let it go. It wasn't a big deal, where before I was wounded and he was throwing salt in the wound and it hurt. Once I was healed, there was no wound. He'd throw salt, it would hit the floor, and no harm, no foul. We're all good, right? So subconscious mind, it's your programmed mind, and it's the lens through which you see the world. So whatever you believe, however you think or feel or act or react, it's based on your subconscious program. It's why two people can have two totally different opinions about the same thing. We see the world in different ways, right? And then you have your superconscious mind, which is your connection to spirit, your greater knowing, your connection to God or a higher source. That's where you know, like, your purpose. Like I kept saying in real estate, like, I don't think this is right for me. It doesn't feel right. I'd rather do something I was passionate about or excited about. Like something was off and I knew it, but I didn't know how to fix it. And so if you look at these three minds, like the three legs of a stool, life is balanced and easy when the three legs are in alignment. But when even one of them is off, you're like, why do I keep falling out of my chair? What is happening with my life? What is going wrong? And I can promise you that it has something to do with those three minds being out of alignment. And I focus a lot on the subconscious mind because it's patterned and it's programmed and we don't even see it. Like sometimes I'll meet someone and I'll tell them who my dad is, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I should have known you have the same exact mannerisms as your dad. And I'm like, I do? Really? I didn't know that. I can't see it, but they can see it clearly when they hear me speak or watch me speak, right? So we pick up things, and sometimes these things are great, and sometimes these things are not so great. A lot of times people got raised where they were told that they weren't worthy, or they weren't deserving, or they weren't good enough, or some beliefs like money's the root of all evil, or things that just didn't support them. And then their conscious mind wants to achieve a goal, but their subconscious mind is pulling them back with a million times more power than they have in their conscious mind. So no wonder they can't achieve the goal, or they get to it and then they slide back. And they get to it and they slide back again. They get to it and slide back again. You have to change that subconscious mind. So I'm going to show you how to repattern the subconscious mind. I'm going to show you how to muscle test. I'm going to show you how to write a goal statement, set action. We still have a lot to do. Any questions before I move into the next part? Okay, perfect. So the muscle test I'm going to teach you tonight is called a sway test. It's probably the easiest of the muscle tests to do. The sway test is done by standing up and telling your body is the tool. You're going to tell your body, if something is true to you, body, I want you to feel an energetic pull forward. And if something is not true, I want you to feel an energetic pull backward. So your job is to tell your body the instructions and then be open and curious. You're not going to try to sway yourself the way you want to go. You're going to just stand on balanced feet and you'll sway one way or the other. So we're going to try it. Okay. So if you have room, stand up. Camera. Oh, it won't go any higher than that. Okay. So I'll back up a little. Feet flat on the floor. And I want you to say your name. My name is, and close your eyes and feel a pull. Now you're telling your body if it's true to pull forward, and if it's not true to pull backward. So when you say your true name, you should feel an energetic pull forward. And then I want you to say a false name, like my name is Tim or George or Sally or Mary or something that's not your name. And see if you can feel a pull backward. Now, the first time you feel it, you might feel like, am I doing this? Like, this is crazy. I actually think I feel something. Yeah, you really are. You're telling your body that is so complex, more complex than Zoom or AI or any technology we have. If that weren't the case, we could go to the doctor and be healed because they'd understand our body and how to fix it, right? We're so complex. We can know what's inside of us. Our body knows the truth and we can read it with a muscle test. So let's do another one. Let's say your true birthday. My birthday is, say when you were born, and feel the pull. If you're saying the true one, you should feel a pull forward. Sometimes it takes a couple seconds to feel it. And then say a false birthday. See if you feel a pull backward. No falling over, hitting the wall. All right, and let's do another one. Let's do where you were born. So I was born in, say, the city or state. See if you feel an energetic pull forward, say the true one. And then I want you to say the false one. I was born in, make up something that's not true. See if you feel the pull backward. All right. Did everybody feel something? Yeah, Leith, you felt it? Awesome. Did anybody feel something that's never tried that before? All right, I think we have some experienced people on this call. That's great. I love that. Okay, so your body knows. Your body knows all the answers. So now you know how to do a sway test. You know how to get an answer from your body. So what's going on in your life that you want to change? If you had a magic wand and could change one thing about your life, I want you to grab a pen or a piece of paper or type it on your computer or phone right now. What's the one thing? I love your note in the chat, Anne Marie. It's so strong I could fall over. That's awesome. Yeah, the more you do it, the more you feel it too. You get in touch with that energetic pull. So what's the one thing you want different? Is it health? Is it happiness? Is it something to do with relationships? Better sleep? More money in your bank account? What is it? What's the one thing? If I could change this one thing, everything would be different for me. Stephanie, weight, happy in my body. Yeah, that's an awesome one. All right, so let's take that one as an example. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take what you want different. You're going to put it into a positive goal statement. It's going to sound like a positive affirmation. So Stephanie, let's use yours. So you could say, I'm at the perfect weight and I'm happy in my body. You could say, where are you, Stephanie? Let me see if I can find you on the screen. Are you on your camera? I'm looking for you. You want to unmute? There you are. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for jumping on. Okay, so if we had to put this goal in a positive statement, how would you want to say it if it already existed?
Am I speaking outwardly?
Yeah, so you would say I am, or
Yeah, I am at the perfect weight for me. I don't have to worry about anything.
I love
Like
that.
it's like that food and that body consciousness and freedom. Just I want to be comfortable with exactly the way I am.
Yeah. Okay, so say it one more time.
So I am at the perfect weight
Mm-hmm.
and I live in a body I love. I
Ooh,
think if
that's
I
good.
were to, say it in a, present tense.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, good. Thanks for sharing that.
Yes.
So make sure that you write your goal down so it sounds like what Stephanie said. It sounds like it already exists. You're gonna first person, present tense, positive, short, meaningful. You're gonna avoid words like no, not, don't, can't, won't. You want it in the positive. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a brain exercise to repattern your brain so it believes that goal. Now, you guys have probably heard of epigenetics, right? They used to think that we would get disease because it was passed down from our family. And of course, a lot of people still think that. And they ask you when you go to the doctor, what's the family history? But here's the fascinating thing. If a child gets adopted into a family, they develop the same diseases that that family has, even if the disease is not in that child's genes. Is that fascinating? How? It's a learned behavior. We learn from our family how to cope with life in a lot of unhealthy ways, and disease is one of them. Now, I'm not a doctor, All right. But I've learned this from doctors and from scientists and from epigenetics, which says you can change the gene. Bruce Lipton, cellular biologist, PhD, says 1% of people are born with disease in their genes. 95% of people die from disease. How? They rewrote the gene to the negative instead of to the positive. You can change your gene by changing your brain, which is what we're going to do right now, because it changes the cellular response, meaning when something stressful comes in, the cell membrane reads it different and causes the body to respond different. So if that makes sense, awesome. And if not, just know that you have all power to change anything about your health, your wealth, your happiness, your body, or your mind. You are in charge, and I'm going to show you how to be in charge. So do you want to learn the method, the modality, the technique? Okay, so I have 18 different brain exercises. I'm going to teach you one of them right now. I'm going to demonstrate another one, and then I'll give you an opportunity to work with me further to learn more if you want to learn more, okay? So the first one, it goes like this. You just put your hands on your shoulders, super simple. So cross like you're giving yourself a hug. Perfect. All right. So as soon as you do this, it opens your brain bridge, your corpus callosum. Your corpus callosum separates both hemispheres of your brain. You don't want your brain separated. You want it to be in a state of super learning. You want it to be in a whole brain state. You want it to be balanced between logic and emotion. So you want to be able to write and build a new neural pathway in your brain. In order to do that, that brain bridge needs to be open. So just crossing your arms opens that bridge. So now you're going to close your eyes. So as you close your eyes, take some nice slow breaths. Starts to slow your brain down into a more programmable state. And then you're going to look at your goal statement. You're going to start repeating your goal silently. When you do this at home, you're going to do it for about a minute. You could also do it for about 5 slow breaths, which for me is about a minute. It usually does work if you need to speed it up a little faster. Just keep taking slow breaths and repeating that goal. And if your mind is arguing with you that it's not true, you don't believe it, it's fine. Just let your conscious mind think whatever it wants. Just keep repeating the goal. When you're ready, you're going to uncross your arms and recross them so the other arm is on top. And you're going to close your eyes and keep repeating your goal over and over. When you're ready, you're going to uncross your arms and start tapping your fingertips together like this. Close your eyes, keep repeating the goal silently over and over. And then when you're ready, you're going to hold your fingertips together. Close your eyes, keep repeating the goal over and over. All right, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Nice. Have some water if you like. This process causes heat in the brain, and heat causes dehydration, so you don't want to dehydrate. Okay, so your subconscious mind just got reprogrammed to believe what you consciously want. So now the next step is to take action. What action can you take to accomplish this goal? What can you do? So, Stephanie, if you want to be at the perfect weight and live in a body you love, what can you do? What action can you take? Can you think of something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm walking every day. I'm Pilates, I'm doing Orange Theory, I'm working out, I'm making healthy choices with my food.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you're already doing all the things. So keep doing the things and have a change of mindset, right?
Mhm.
I love it. Okay, good. All right. So how you apply the sway test with this, which I should have done a little better, we can do it on the next one, is you catch your thinking. I call this a 17-second rule. A thought is an electrical signal in your brain for 17 seconds or less. When it goes on for more than 17 seconds, it becomes a chemical reaction within your body. So you start to feel equal to the way you're thinking. When you feel equal to the way you're thinking, it attracts like thoughts so you believe your own story, and it brings more stories to your mind to prove to you why what you're thinking and feeling is true. It becomes a feedback loop. That changes your energy field in just over a minute. Your energy field is responsible for what you attract and what you manifest in your life. So the order of things is 17 seconds. Catch yourself. I'm sitting at the traffic light and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, woe is me. This is so bad. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe he said that, whatever the thing is. And then you catch yourself and you go, oh, do I like that story? Do I want to change that story? Do I want to reinforce that story, or do I want to create a new reality? So here's the magic question. Write this one down. The magic question, the one question that will change everything, is how would I rather feel? I'd rather feel calm, peaceful, happy, loving, forgiving, accepting, understanding. Okay, how could I put that in a positive goal statement? I forgive Bob for what he said to me this morning. That could be the goal statement. Then you sway test it. You stand up and you see if you believe it or not. If you sway forward, you believe it. If you sway back, it needs a brain exercise. So then you do the brain exercise with that statement: crossing, crossing, tapping, holding. And then you ask yourself, what action can I take to achieve the goal? Okay. 17 seconds, magic question, write a goal statement, brain exercise, take action. Now let's add one more layer in there. Let's find a hidden block. So sometimes we just don't believe something. And like Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And so you're trying to achieve, you don't believe you can achieve, so you're not achieving. So you train your brain to believe, and then you can achieve. But what if there's a hidden block? Then what do you do about it? Here's what you do about it. You ask yourself this question: Another magic question. Now I've got a lot of them. Here's one of them, and these are from Dr. Warren. The question is, what seems so hopeless? Ask yourself that question. What seems so hopeless? Ever getting my kids to pick up their socks off the floor? Whatever the thing is. What seems so hopeless? Saving enough for retirement. Finding the love of my life. Losing the 20 pounds once and for all. Sleeping through the night. What is it? What seems so hopeless? And then you're going to take the answer and flip it into a positive goal statement. It's so easy for me to fall asleep and stay asleep and wake up rested and refreshed. It's so easy for me to find the perfect love of my life, or it's so easy for me to find. I said perfect, and I'm a little leery about that word. Perfect for me. Nobody's perfect, right? We're not, they're not. Okay, but find the right person for me. So easy for me to save and have plenty of money in my bank account. My bank account is always full. Okay, so ask yourself that question, what seems so hopeless? Fix that with a brain exercise, crossing, tapping, holding, to clear a hidden block that you don't even know is there from the problem. So you can either just fix the problem with a brain exercise, or you can see if there's a hidden block and ask yourself, what seems so hopeless? Fix that and then do a sway test on the original goal and see what happens. A lot of times clearing the hidden block will create strength in the new goal. Questions? You guys are awesome. You're following all this. I'm so impressed. It's a lot of information in a short amount of time. Okay, perfect. I thought I heard somebody. No? Okay, perfect. Oh, Kenethia, you have something?
I can ask.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay, we'll go Steph after Kenethia. We'll take your question.
Okay, so what seems so hopeless?
Yeah.
That's what reveals the hidden block?
That's one of the questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So use
awesome.
that one. And in a couple minutes, I'm going to share with you some other options for finding and clearing hidden blocks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Steph. Oh, now you're muted. Let me hit the ask you to unmute button.
Can you hear me?
Yep, there we go.
Thank you. So how often would you say that when you were trying to change your life, your relationships, your weight, like all of the thing, the chronic pain, how
Yeah.
often did you do these exercises? Like, is
Yeah.
it every day that we have to do that?
That's a great question. So when I was doing it, I didn't know all these things. I was just paying to see this doctor. And so I only got to do it when I was with him. Now I learned all these tools, I teach these tools, and I recommend that my clients do them every day. Why?
Okay.
Because we have 50 to 80,000 thoughts a day, 80% negative, 90% a repeat of yesterday. So what I recommend this is for one, catch yourself, right? The 17-second rule. And anytime you're thinking something that you want to change, if you have 5 minutes, fix it. If you don't, write it down and come back to it later. It's a great morning routine. It's a great way to set the intention for the day. What do I want to achieve today? How do I want to feel today?
So if you notice something negative, okay. So if you notice something negative, that's 17 seconds, stop and just go to kind of your
Fix
quiet.
it. Change it. Yes. Change the reality. You got it.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Super good. Perfect. Yep. Tiffany says I practice these all the time. And you know what's fun? I mean, when I started this, it was U-turns in my life, right? I was changing things big time. Now it's like when you drive, even if you're driving on the straightaway, you still do this, right? You still make little course corrections. And that's what I do now. It's nothing big. I have no big problems in my life anymore. but I have little course corrections all the time because like just turn on the news. Oh my goodness. Easy to get stressed out in this world, right? It's easy to worry about things or the economy shifts, whatever it is. Your kids don't call you for Mother's Day, whatever happens, it's stuff happens, right? We get stressed, but it's not only for the problems, it's also for achieving goals. So you can use it for both. It can also be for just how you feel that day. You want to feel more energized? Well, then do that, right? You want to feel happier? Then do that. So problems, goals, feelings, self-development. You want to be a better leader. You want to be more confident. I mean, I used to shake like a leaf when I spoke. I was so afraid of speaking, and I just had to retrain my brain. I used to get motion sickness. I could never like, I hated it, right? I don't want to go on a boat. I don't want to sit in the back of the car. I don't want to go on a plane. I got rid of it. Why? Because I've retrained my brain. I don't like that reality it's creating for me. I have the power. I now have the tools to change it. I don't have motion sickness anymore either. Yeah. So good, Leaf. Leaf, you've changed so many things. It's awesome. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I am totally running out of time. So let me share with you what I want to offer to you if you would like more, if you want more than this. And so what I would love to do is to teach you how to do more of this work for yourself and also to help others. It's really great to transform your own life. And then it's also awesome when somebody around you is struggling to say, I can help you. There's a solution. Would you like it? When my kids call me crying, I'm like, do you want me to listen or should we fix it? Right? Either one is fine. I mean, I kind of prefer fixing it, but a solution to problems. So what I'd like to offer you is my training course. So in the past, you would have to come to San Diego and spend 3 days with me to learn how to do my summit balance, color balance, crossover balance, to learn a lot about the 3 different minds, to learn a lot more about muscle testing, and to learn how to repattern the brain to heal and help yourself, and also how to make money using it if you would like to make money using it. After training 50 people in my work in person, I decided I was ready to put it online as people started saying, can't we just like do this online? You know, it's after COVID. Of course, we can do anything online now, right? So my course is now on Thinkific, and you can take my training. Thank you, Leaf. You can take it at your own pace and learn how to do what I taught you today in greater detail, but also learn how to do a whole lot more than what I taught you today in greater detail. And then we practice the first Tuesday of every month. So you can do it, you can try it. And the amazing thing that always happens to me is you can literally read it off the screen and you can help somebody transform their life. You don't have to be a master of anything. You have to be able to read. If you can read the process, you can walk somebody through it or yourself through it and totally change their life. Now, if you want to get better at it, of course, the more you practice it, the more you do it, and you don't have to read it anymore. Except for some of my processes, they're kind of long. You might always have to read those, even I do. But I have short processes, I have long processes, I have all these different processes to repattern the brain. Tiffany, yes, certified through level 4 of my work. That's awesome. I know, so great. Leaf here, she's certified in my work as well. Yep, now helping other people, making money at it. That's so awesome, right? Yeah, making money, but also helping so many people. So what I want to offer you today is my level 1 training course, and I'm going to grab the link and put it in the chat for you. And so you can click on the link and learn more about it. There's all sorts of details of what's included, all the different things, so you can check it out. And then, of course, because Tiffany encouraged me to teach this class, I'm here tonight because Tiffany said, let's help people learn how to program their mind for success and solve their problems and achieve their goals. And so this class tonight is because of Tiffany. I wanted to give you an extra special bonus. And here's the bonus. It's a big bonus. Now, sometimes salespeople, they say things. I'm not just saying this. This is real truth. I've never given what I'm about to give as an offer. Never. Okay, so here's this really incredible offer for you. The offer is when you buy level 1 of my training, like tonight or like real soon, because I know some people who signed up aren't here. I want to give you like 24 hours. You can get the second level, no charge. Now, what is the second level? The second level is how to clear the hidden blocks, all the different processes for clearing hidden blocks. So level 1 is repatterning the brain. Level 2 is clearing the hidden blocks. So those are the 2 things you need to help yourself most and to help other people most, both levels. Thank you, Tiffany. Wow, right? Yeah. So here's how you do it. When you're in level 1, if you click the button that says, actually, let me share my screen and just share it with you so I make sure to get it for you right. Okay, so you come to this page. It's me telling you a little bit more about it, some testimonials, some pictures from when we did it live. Tells you all the different things you're going to be learning, more testimonials, more pictures. But if you click on the purchase now, it's going to take you to the checkout page. Okay, so here's how you get level 2 free. And by the way, there's payment options or a full pay. So it's $29.97 is the price for each level of my training. So you go over here, you click on add to order. It puts level 2 in there. But you're like, well, I don't want to pay for level 2. Okay, here's the promo, the secret word. Don't tell anybody. Okay, ready? It's Masterclass, because that's what this is. Of course, we're going to make sure that promo code doesn't work for too long, just in case word gets out. And then you're going to hit the apply button. And can you see what happened to the price? The level 2 is now free. So it's $29.97 or 4 payments of $8.97 for 2 whole levels of training. So this takes me 6 days to teach you if we did it live all day, every day. That's about the amount of content that's there. And then it comes with Tuesday practice sessions. The first week of the month, we practice level 1. The second week of the month, we practice level 2. So right now it's mid-May. So we have a couple weeks to read and study up. And then we'll have level 1 practice first week of June, level 2 practice second week of June. And then we do that every month for the whole year. And the practice sessions are recorded and they're in the portal. So you can see some of the old ones that we've done, not old, but last week, previous recordings of the portal. Thank you, Leith. I appreciate that. So if you want to learn this process more inside and out, if you want to really become the master of your mind and have everything like written out for you, where you can just go in the portal and see all the different processes and how they work and why they work, the brain studies, all the science, it's all there for you to really like make a study of how to become the master of your own mind and the master of your own life. Because like Albert Einstein said, you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it. So learn the secrets of your mind. It'll change everything about your life. I may look like the same old Jenny, but I feel nothing like her. Why? Because I'm empowered. My problems are solved, my goals are achieved because I know how to create that with the power of my mind. And you can do the same thing in your life. So I hope you'll dive deep. I hope you'll join me. And one more thing, thank you for the private message. That's sweet there. One last thing, Lisa, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but here you go. For the first 3 people who purchase this, I'll do a free private session. It's $497 to have a private session with me. It's free for the first 3 people who jump in and take advantage of this offer. Why? Because I want to encourage you and motivate you to take hold of your power. And the best way to do it is learn more detail, understand the science of it. A lot of times people say that what attracts them to my work is the science of it. And I didn't get into a lot of that tonight because we're just on a short hour. I see I'm over. Sorry, guys. So I hope you'll jump in, click the link, get level 1 and level 2. Let's practice it. Let's change your life. All right. Questions before we sign off for the evening? All right. You guys are awesome. You can do anything with the power of your mind. I hope you do, and I hope to see you soon. I'm Jenny, owner of Balanced You.